Hello everybody, Bubbles Esther, and welcome back to HOI4. Now recently I made a video talking about the Soviet coup and why I don't think you need to do it. That video got a fairly good response, although there was one sticking point for some people. The fact I changed the majority of the Soviet army over to artillery divisions so I could just run over them very quickly. Some people were like, well, if Bubbles you don't do that then the coup is still good, right? No, it isn't. In today's video, our challenge is to overthrow Stalin without sabotaging the Soviet army before July 10th, 1937, because that's the quickest you can do the coup. So let's begin, shall we? Research slots, no specialities here, industry, electronics, so on. Let's create an intelligence agency. We're going to want to break the Soviet cipher today. For civs, or what you know is my favourite, civs. Mostly civs if you can get the idea. Anyway, for mills and dockyards, spam guns and convoys. We'll gather up the Soviet army, but leave it as it is. I'd normally want to turn the tanks over to something like infantry to keep the tanks safe, but as I said, no sabotage today. Anyway, for the Soviet Air Force, we can at least exercise that, so gather it all up and exercise. It will be very useful today. And that's sort of our prep out the way. So let's do the path of Marxism-Leninism, go to speed 5, and begin. No sabotage doesn't mean I can't do anything that will improve the Soviet army a little bit, so I'm going to grab 6 mountaineers and exercise them to level 3. And once more, our opposition has begun. We've done something like this before as Trotsky, where we've attempted to win the Soviet Civil War from Tashkent, but for Bukharin it's a lot harder, because Bukharin only starts with 10% support from the army. Trotsky starts with, what, 20-25%? So we're going to have to do everything we can to get more support from the army. So, mill support today. So much paranoia, but so much more useful. Trotsky has so many other bonuses as well. Getting Tukhachevsky and Primagov guaranteed, funds for the cause. Paranoia is going to be a big problem today, but kicking it down to 0 with satisfactory production reports temporarily? Why not? And this is the most important thing, increasing our army support. We can get it very high, but as you can see, it can make our paranoia go up very, very high as well. So, first time we do it, what do you know, it gives us the maximum of 30. Let's try and decrease our paranoia a little bit by infiltrating the NKVD, also because it gives us extra troops. And our first paranoia event is Anti-Soviet Military Thinking Banned. Unfortunate, but oh well. The ones we actually want are ones that affect the army, because that can also increase our support from them. But since we have a little tick down, let's get one general to our cause. We really don't need to do this today, but you know what, one can't hurt. And every time we increase our army support, it goes up by 10%, so a few of those will take us very far. Oh, it's Gregory Zakharov. Interesting. They really hate the Air Force today. We're going to be saving our political power for those army expansions. They can get really expensive. Oh, and right on time, it's the Spanish Civil War. So, we're going to send Chukov here with the 6 mountaineers over to help them and some air volunteers. What the game doesn't tell you, by the way, is that Vasily is one of the few generals who will join the right opposition civil war no matter what. Of course, if he becomes a Stalinist, he won't, but you know what I mean. He's guaranteed most of the time. Anyway, there goes the army, and for the Air Force, how many tactical bombers can we send? 218. Good, we'll send that many. On CAS and bombing. Main thing we want here is traits and XP, but if you want to try and ensure the Carlist uprising, be my guest. It doesn't really matter today. It's useful Stalin's doing these admiral events first, because every time he ensures the loyalty of a general, it decreases our support in the army. Even though if you do the reverse and recruit a general to your cause, it doesn't increase your support. Anyway, now let's gain support from party members. Why not? More political power, and it ensures our control of the elusive gentleman. Like I said, no specific instructions on what you want to do with the volunteers in Spain today, so this bit is probably not going to be as covered as extensive as it was last time. And there you go for our second army support. I bet it's going to be 30 again. Oh no, it was only 20. Lovely. Look, they've already lost the north, so the Carlist uprising is probably not going to happen today. They're playing the wrong animations there. That's meant to be the battle animation, but our guys are just walking over them. Quite literally. And there you go. They really don't like the Navy or Air Force. And there we go. Support from party members. Now we're going to do policy changes. Oh, and here's the first Moscow trial. Oh, how unfortunate. And yet again, 80 political power now. So what do you think? It's probably going to be 30 this time. Oh, called it. We'll wait for our first purge event from that, and then we'll expand the NKVD military branch so we get a few more divisions for ourselves. Don't like the inconsistencies in RNG, but whatever. Since he is over 75 paranoia now, or more or less, The event we probably want is the Great Purging of the Generals. Yeah, that'll get rid of Chukachevsky, but that does increase our support from the army. So, you win some, you lose some. And of course, it's the Great Purge of the Junior Navy Officers, which only gives us 5% as well. I mean, 10% less paranoia, so great, great. Well, at least we have an opportunity for that to happen again. Well, at least we can relieve Malaga, because they actually did an offensive there. And dissent in the party for that extra support. And it's the Air Force General's implication. Great. Fine, they'll be held accountable. And let's get an extra general. But this unit attacking in Seville will at least allow us to get that. And who's been accused of treason? Schmauger, one of Trotsky's lot. And because of the AI smashing its head in Seville, even with unplanned offensive, we're going to get it. Good, that's an extra state for the Republicans. We're a bit short on political power and stability from paranoia right now. So it's a bit of a this and that. They're dissent in the party. We could do coup d'etat, but should we do coup against Stalin? Coup against Stalin, why not? Anti-saboteur campaign, fine. Right, I am banking on this being 10. Because as you can see, we go over 90, we start, and for once I'm not ready if that happens. 80, okay. Harsh, but hopefully we'll get an event soon. Oh, and that is lucky. Satisfactory production reports is back. Yes, I will take that. Well, that was tight, but RNG was on our side for once. Doesn't always happen. And this anti-saboteur campaign purges the shipyard. Fine. Another general, why not? We have the political power, and I don't expect to be doing another army expansion. Anyway, here's the trial of the Trotskyists. We'll be starting when that does end. Not as big an encirclement as it maybe could have been, but a few units don't help. I mean, I still think the fate of the Republicans is sealed if they haven't even managed to close this break in Guadalajara, but I can hope. I can hope. Hey, I just remembered something. The coup run we did ended on August 18th, so our actual goal should be that. Because the comparison is meant to be like an overthrow Stalin before the coup. We'll still aim for July 10th, because that's what I said. That can be our bonus goal if we meet it. But our actual goal today should actually be August 18th. Just going to hold this event for a moment. And there's cooperation against Stalin. And the second trial. Now we just hold. Now he's at 100 paranoia. He should start it at any time. Oh dear. War it is then. Right, we'll take this national spirit now, as we shouldn't have it when we flip. Unfortunately, we're going to lose all of these guys, I think. Who includes Bukharin. Oh dear. So what happens if we purge Bukharin, then? So we'll click that. So is Bukharin gone? Yeah, Bukharin's gone, but we now have the option to choose him. Okay, we're going to have to choose Bukharin. I'd usually choose Rykov, as he has much better traits. But we've just purged Bukharin. And this is what we've got. El Generico. Does he have a trait? No, he doesn't even have a trait. Whoops, I guess that wasn't the right thing to do. Anyway, where have we been sent to? We have been sent to Minsk, because yet again we didn't choose a state. That's pretty good. Good amount of population, close to Leningrad and Moscow, and relatively close to Stalingrad. So let's see how many units we have. Ooh, 82. Pretty good. So let's just break those up and prepare to go take down Stalin. And of course, we're going to promote Vasily Chukov to a field marshal, as he's the best we're probably going to get. There's no generals, unfortunately, today who have been cowed by Stalin, so there's not going to be any defectors today. That's a shame. But oh well, the ones that we have, like Blucher, Clement, Primakov, they're alright. For focus, it's going to be upgrading the Red Army, mode plan, cohesion first rehabilitated military. I can't think of any reason you'd ever want to restore Cossack units. They shouldn't be mutually exclusive. It's lucky also that it's April 1937. Why? Because if we did this sooner, it would be in winter and we'd definitely lose. Right now it's a bit precarious, but I think we're in a good situation. So, let's get the victory points, because that's the main thing right now. Wonder if we'll be able to save Onolets. Probably not. Should at least try. And the response forces here. The main thing for us today will have to just be encirclements. Big encirclements, big distractions, and of course, doing the retreat thing where we can just leave any battle. I don't like pins in this game, so I have no qualms against using it. That's how you beat a pin. Literally just ignore them. Big victory points we'd probably want down here, ones like Kiev and Sevastopol, all very useful for us. How quickly we can finish this depends also on RNG. The Soviet Union will get those events to lower their surrender limit, but we don't know how much it'll get. I mean, right now it is 5%, but if it could be like 50%, you know, that'd be useful. Anyway, let's grab ourselves Flex Org, that's going to be useful, and assign whatever amount of air force we have left. Not much. The tanks are almost useless right now because we have no fuel, and Baku and the oil fields are very far away. Now, where have I heard that one before? Oh, and the volunteers came home. 6 veteran mountaineers, definitely going to be useful. Get to work. Don't know why I decided you all decided to be under Primakov, but there you go. Surprised it took this long for any encirclement, but there, got one. Any are useful today. And there we go, another few units encircled. Every little helps. Well, Leningrad is ours, and it looks like we'll just be able to link on Oletz, the least loyal state in the Soviet Union. And good, aggressive assaulter too, all the good traits we'd probably want. Never the most advised thing to snake, but considering the circumstances, it's probably better. We have slightly more units than Stalin does. And of course, any defections we can get would be most appreciated. But again, RNG. And there we go, just managed to link up on the Oletz and save the units that are there. Ironically, our own Beria boys. They're not as annoying today because they aren't the only units that can stop us, but they're annoying nevertheless. The units they have and we don't. Finally, it took us to Rostov to get some defections. By everything, we've actually done quite well. We've taken most of the big victory points with the exception of Moscow. The main thing with Moscow is its supply hub. Every bit of extra org we get, the better. And some more unrest. And some more defectors. Good. And we even got some defectors when we took it. Very good. And we even managed to link the Caucasus. So small victory points like Tbilisi, Ganja, Baku, all ones we really need. Anyway, Stalingrad. More unrest. Already only 20% to go. So really just got to go for big victory points now. And make sure that we don't lose the big ones that we have. Oh, he's just melting now, isn't he? The main thing actually preventing us winning is the surrender limit. So you keep an eye on this national spirit as it increases. Oh, and it just happened again. Now at 20%. Literally just a few victory points left, so maybe something like Baku will do it. Oh yeah, it's over. 43, and there, Baku should do it. We took 141 states, Soviet Union was annexed, we inherited 3,000 guns and 118 trains. And that was a month and probably something like 2 weeks faster than the coup. Very, very good. Could have been even faster if our spawn was better. And I know what you're probably thinking, but Bubbles, didn't you sort of cheat here? You didn't spawn in a normal state, you spawned in Minsk. And that's true, I did, but I wanted to highlight a point, that you could literally just spawn in one state that you can't control, and you could still overthrow Stalin quicker than the coup can. If you were actually going to choose a normal state like Archangelisk, or any other, you could do it even faster, because every other state you control gives you more support. I didn't do any of those, and I still managed to get over 50% support, managed to overthrow Stalin before August 1937, so still do not see any benefit to the coup here. I don't think Paradox intended this. This is just the game trying to choose a leader when the leader it wants to use is gone. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing something like this. Choose Rykov or Bukharin or whatever. Should the Red Russia be ruled from the White Russian capital? Oh, why not? We always say that though Moscow is better because it has a capital supply hub. But, this isn't a run I'm probably going to be continuing much longer, so you know what, Minsk for now. Does it have any supply hub? Actually, it does. Huh. That's funny. I guess because it is a capital. Another benefit of what we've done today is that we actually have complete access to return democracy to the party. So that's Trotsky. If we'd gotten lucky with the second Moscow trial and Stalin mobilizing the armed forces sooner, we'd have more access to left opposition advisors. But unfortunately, with the way things gone, he purged pretty much all of them except Trotsky. Oh well, it's a game of RNG anyway. If you're doing it with the coup quickly, you would have no option to do this. You would have to do all of these focuses, undermine Stalin's authority. You would not have the opportunity to do cooperation against Stalin. So that's another benefit in our favour. But if you do know of a reason to do the coup, please do let me know. I'm not necessarily opposed to it, I just can't think of a reason to do it. Like, on the comments of the previous coup video we did, it was the ones like, I like Chukacheski, I don't want to do a run like this. Fair enough, but I showed like today how you can have like your own Chukacheski and Vasily Chukov right here. And as I said in that video, there is no advisor, there is no general that will make or break a run. You can easily conquer Germany with like all level 1 generals and field marshals. I know that isn't preferable, but, you know, hey, for the sake of the example, hear me out. And that's what I want to do. I'll hear you out if you have any ideas as well. If you're thinking about stockpile, okay, fair enough. Our stockpile is definitely a bit more diminished than it might have been in the coup run. We probably lost around 40,000 guns from what I know, but that's not really so bad. We could easily get our production efficiency back up. When we annex the Baltic states, we'll get their stockpile. You know what I mean? Like, sure, losing efficiency and production is not good, but it's not something we can't reverse, something we can't rebuild. But again, if you do know of something that I don't see in the coup, please do let me know, I am interested. So until next time everybody, this has been me, Bubbles Zest, with generic leader of the Soviet Union. Actually, wasn't that always Pontomeno Polomenko? Oh yeah, that is. That's ironic, because Polomenko was from Belarus, wasn't he? Well, this isn't actually Polomenko, this is Baron Adams from the UK, but I'm sure many of you know him as Polomenko, I do. But until next time everybody, this has been me, Bubbles Zest, for the second time in this diatribe, playing the Soviet Union, overthrowing Stalin before the coup could even be done. I thank you for watching, I do hope you've enjoyed it. Leave any suggestions and comments below if you have any, I'm always looking for new video ideas. But until we meet again, goodbye.